Hello and welcome to BTC Radio. I'm Kevin Mitchell, founder of the Business Travel Coalition and your host. Our guest today is Steve Shur, president of the Travel Technology Association, or TravelTech. Steve is one of the most respected and effective public affairs executives in Washington, D.C. Today we will discuss the inaugural National Shop for Travel Day, as proclaimed by the National Day Calendar, to be celebrated annually on the second Tuesday in January. Very exciting. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Kevin.
Let's get right to it. To familiarize some of our listeners with TravelTech, what is your organization's genesis? How did it begin? What's its mission? What are you looking to accomplish in 2018? And importantly for some, are your members names people would recognize, household names?
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for the opportunity to tell you a little bit about our organization and National Shop for Travel Day. Travel Technology Association, or TravelTech, as we refer to ourselves, was actually formed in 1998. Our members include the world's leading global distribution systems, Sabre, Amadeus, and Travelport, leading online travel companies, Expedia, Priceline, meta-search sites like TripAdvisor and Kayak, and now short-term rental platforms as well, like Airbnb, HomeAway, VRBO, and many others. So our industry organization represents the independent distribution of travel. That is the marketplace that was created by our members to allow consumers, either directly through an online travel site or via travel agents, to effectively comparison shop for their travel itineraries. We exist for public policy purposes, and so our industry association tracks and monitors what's happening here in Washington and in state capitals, public policy as it impacts the distribution of travel, and looking forward to telling you a little bit more about National Shop for Travel Day.
Let's go right to that then. Why did you create this, and why is it designated to be on the second Tuesday of January?
Well, it all started with a conversation with some of our members, and they informed me that typically in early January, they see a spike in search for travel. And what that really means is people are finished with the holiday season, they've just spent time with their families, they're back to work, and they're starting to think about spring break and summer vacations. And so people are now thinking about, where am I going to go? And our members are keenly sensitive to inspiring consumers and making sure that when they're doing their searches that they provide all the options in one place. And so National Shop for Travel Day was conceived to really be a celebration of that marketplace and the technology that our members have created that give you the ability to search, compare, and book all of your travel options in one place, and in most cases in the palm of your hand. And it's something you can't do if you're having to go to every single supplier website to comparison shop. And so our members really have created the marketplace that give you all the tools you need to make it easy and effective. And let's not forget, when suppliers have to compete for your business in that environment, consumers are often going to find better deals, especially when combining air and hotel and car in one package.
Well, that's a great segue, but before I segue, I got to tell you, you picked a great year to launch this. I mean, if you're listening to this show on the East Coast, this has been a very cold winter, and I bet you anything, spring break and summer vacations are on a lot of folks' minds.
People are dreaming about warm weather right now, and what we hope is on National Shop for Travel Day, they'll go visit their favorite online travel site or meta-search site and find that destination and dream a little bit and pick the right hotel and the right flights and the right car rental options that are best for them.
Well, listen, I want to get your take on something. Comparison shopping, of course, is critically important to any successful marketplace, regardless of the type of service. And here's how I think about it. Hypothetically, if you have three competitors in a market without adequate comparison shopping, consumers are going to pay higher prices, okay? With easy-to-use comparison shopping tools, three competitors, whether they're, let's say, airlines or hotels, they can become effectively supercharged and can have the same positive impact, I believe, on prices, customer service, innovation, etc., as 5 or 6 or even 7 competitors. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree completely. And then, as everyone's probably aware of, the hotel chains and the airlines book direct campaigns. They're spending a lot of time and money and resources on urging consumers to join their loyalty programs and book direct. But when you're a consumer who is not particularly brand loyal, in fact, they're brand agnostic. They don't really travel enough to earn enough points, for example, to want to keep coming back to the same hotel brand or the same airline brand every time. They're just looking for the best option for them for a given trip. And so what that means is that consumers in that environment will almost always pay more. When a supplier doesn't have to compete for your business, they know their room rates are not being compared to their competitors on that same screen, and they have you essentially as a captive audience. And so what our members have provided, again, is that marketplace. That when you do a search on an online travel site or a meta search site like Kayak or TripAdvisor, you get to see all of your options in one place. And I'll also add that you'll see options that you may not have been aware of. People know the major brands that are out there in hotel and air and car, but they may not know of the smaller independent hotels or an airline that is a regional carrier they may not have known about unless they were shopping on an online travel site. So the third-party platforms provide all that information and all those tools and resources and the convenience of being able to do it all in the palm of your hand. It's probably a good time to talk about the technology of our members, too. The apps that our members have developed are so sophisticated and are so streamlined now to make it so easy for you to search and compare and book your travel from your phone. The rates of bookings on mobile devices is actually going through the roof. And the reason is convenience, and that's what consumers are seeking, and that's what companies like Expedia and Priceline are delivering.
Wow. Well, that's a lot. Well said. Is there anything important that we didn't talk about, either about this upcoming Tuesday and all the events surrounding it, that you'd like to address, Steve?
Well, I think it's important to remember this. 50% of all air travel booked globally is booked through what we call the independent channel. But essentially what that means is through a travel agent, either online or in the community or a travel management platform. And so for half of all flights and about 30% of all hotels, leisure travelers and consumers are seeking the ability to comparison shop. And those numbers are increasing year over year. And so what it means is that competitive marketplace that our members have created is more important than ever. As suppliers are making attempts to make it harder for you to comparison shop by making the information more difficult to find, or unbundling, where you only see some of the information on their website and only to be surprised later with either added fees down the road or fees that you have to pay when you check in. Consumers want the all-in cost, they want transparency, and they want a competitive marketplace. They want to be able to see all their options in one place. I'll also add that there's a recent study this year by Piper Jaffray that found that in hotels specifically, 87% of the time, consumers will find the same or better rates for hotels when shopping online. So consumers, again, leisure travelers who don't travel that often or just looking for a great deal, are almost always going to find a better option when they're in that competitive environment and they're shopping for hotels on online travel sites. And that's really what National Shop for Travel Day is all about. And they're innovating. There's going to be some really great new technologies coming out, being able to shop via your Alexa, or some really intuitive and interesting ways that the apps are going to evolve, where you're going to be able to book your travel even faster in terms of what your preferences are, where you need to go, and how you need to get there. And this process will be streamlined because our members are spending literally hundreds of millions of dollars on research and development and making the apps and the experience more convenient and faster and better for the consumer.
Steve, let me go back just a little bit about that study. Consumers start their search process online, for a lot of them do, vast majority of them do, for hotels. But isn't that also true for airlines?
Yeah, absolutely. The research suggests that consumers visit somewhere between 10 and 20 sites when doing their search, which is understandable, especially with travel, which for many leisure travelers particularly is a significant expense. You're talking about a family of four going on vacation. This is a major expense for the year, and so it makes sense that they're going to want to try to find the best deal. And the only way to really effectively do that is use an online travel site or a meta search site, because again, when you only go to an airline's own website or a hotel's own website, you don't know what else is out there. You don't know what you're not seeing. You don't know there may be a better deal out there. There may be a independent hotel that you may not have heard of that would be just perfect for you and your family. I should also mention, because many of our members now are offering short-term rental options, particularly for families traveling, who need more space or are going to spend longer periods of time. Short-term rentals become an absolute necessity for many families now who are spending their time at a national park or near a big city, but don't want to cram all into a hotel. And so it's just one more thing that our members have created to the benefit of the consumer.
So next Tuesday is National Shop for Travel Day. Briefly, what are the events you have planned for the day, and what do you hope to come out of it? What do you hope to achieve?
Well, what we hope is that consumers will take that day to think about where they want to go for spring break and for summer vacation, visit their favorite online travel site, and see what deals are out there. There's going to be a lot of our members and others who are going to be offering some great deals and great opportunities for you to book that dream vacation or that perfect vacation for you and your family. So really what we want to do is draw attention to the great benefit that our members provide and make sure that consumers are taking advantage of all the deals and options that are out there on this great day.
So I know that there are many print, radio, and TV outlets, media outlets that are scheduled to interview you about this day next week. That, in my opinion, is very well timed and very consumer-oriented. How do producers and reporters reach you for interviews? What's the easiest way for them?
Yeah, the easiest way to get a hold of me is you can reach me directly by visiting TravelTech.org. All of my contact information is on there, as well as our communication staff here. I'm available to provide comment or do interviews at your convenience. And so, again, TravelTech.org is our URL, and I encourage anybody who wants to reach out to us to visit that site. Our phone number and email information is all right there. TravelTech.org.
Steve, we'll look forward to hearing about your success on Tuesday. Thanks for your insights and for joining me today.
Thank you, Kevin.
Well, that's it for this edition. If you would like to see someone special invited on the show, email me at mitchell@businesstravelcoalition.com. For the entire team here at BTC Radio, thanks for tuning in.